Within the last couple of weeks, in fact, there was a pilot who flew. There was another one. We just saw another one. We just saw another one apparently go. Another plane just flew into the second tower. This has to be deliberate, folks.
Well, that would begin to say that, yeah.
We just saw on live television as a second plane flew into the second tower.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes or in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror.
My name is Dave Lindenschmidt. I'm a United States Marine. Began my military career as an enlisted Marine, and ended my Marine Corps career as an E6, which is a staff sergeant. Not nearly as significant. I knew of Osama bin Laden. I knew that he was more or less the founder and leader of Al-Qaeda. He wanted to start a jihad against America. He wanted to start a jihad against anyone that really didn't believe in him, his extreme Muslim belief and his Muslim faith. So I think he created, he became public enemy #1. Al-Qaeda in Iraq, it's also called AQI. They are a bunch of thugs. They don't really have any principles. They believe in this made-up jihad. They have no tactics. They have no organization. And it's more or less you're fighting an invisible gangbanger, that you will have 1 to 2 to 3 insurgents or foreign fighters that come in, claim to be Al-Qaeda in Iraq, and that's who we were fighting in Fallujah. It was very dynamic. It's called a three-dimensional war. When you're fighting a dynamic three-dimensional war, they could be underneath you, such as burying IEDs. They could be on rooftops with snipers. It's just very, you're going house to house. I heard our President Barack Obama come out and state that our Navy SEALs and Special Operations had taken out Osama.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who's responsible for the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. We were united as one American family. We were also united in our resolve to protect our nation and to bring those who committed this vicious attack to justice. Last August, after years of painstaking work by our intelligence community, I was briefed on a possible lead to bin Laden. It was far from certain, and it took many months to run this thread to ground. I met repeatedly with my national security team as we developed more information about the possibility that we had located bin Laden hiding within a compound deep inside Pakistan. And finally, last week, I determined that we had enough intelligence to take action and authorized an operation to get Osama bin Laden and bring him to justice. Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed. They took care to avoid civilian casualties. After a firefight, they killed Osama bin Laden and took custody of his body.
I was happy that there was an end to the manhunt. A lot of Americans sacrificed their lives and their freedoms to pursue Osama bin Laden. Emotionally, I just know that it brought me joy to know that when he heard those helicopters coming, he knew what was coming for him. He knew over that 12-year period that that America was really involved with him. I know that he was involved in the mid '90s, late '80s, mid '90s, but then truly since 2001, he knew that we hadn't given up. He knew we found him, and he knew he was done. Whether he was going to be killed or captured, he knew that was his day. And I was happy that he could have some of the fear in his heart, be just like a lot of Americans, you know, have all those empty placemats at their tables. They have some sadness. I was happy he had a little bit of taste of his own medicine. In Iraqi freedom, 4,475 armed servicemen or women were killed in action. 32,220 earned a Purple Heart. 991 individuals lost a limb. That was in Iraq specifically. In Afghanistan, 2,165 killed in action. 18,230 earned a Purple Heart. 724 amputees. These individuals should always be remembered for their sacrifice and service. I hope people, when they think of Osama bin Laden, they think of not just a terrorist, but they think of the American forces that banded together, stepped up, went to fight an awesome cause, created a lot of brotherhood, a lot of friendships, and went through thick and thin with good American brothers and sisters that joined together, and we united. We stayed united. We're still united. We're still pushing forward on the war on terror. Simply be proud to be American. You see I've got the Marine Corps flag, the American flag. It's close to Memorial Day. It's a time to remember those who sacrificed, those who served. And I just want them to know that American, we are persistent, we're proud, we stand for freedom, and we'll always fight for freedom.
You really believe this story? I mean, Osama bin Laden?
You may know how it ended. This is how it happened.
There's nobody else hidden away on some other floor. There was just us.
We've been following you and studying you for a long time.
Get your hand out of your pocket! Do it now!
You will never find him. He is one of the disappeared ones.
Zero Dark 30, rated R. Special engagements start December 19th.